Hey, it's the nerdy sports fan. We're giving out draft grades and we're getting into the NFC North. Let's get things started with the Packers. They had some interesting stuff. So, Jordan Love trading up in the first round to make sure you get the quarterback of the future. That usually sounds great for a team that doesn't already have a Hall of Fame quarterback. So they're obviously following their own model of drafting the replacement of your Hall of Fame quarterback before the guy retires, which, much like last time, just pissed off your Hall of Fame quarterback. We don't know how much longer Aaron Rodgers has. All I know is he got to the NFC Championship game with finally having a roster that's built to not just rely on him, has a running game, has a defense, and a coach that seems to get him. So he finally gets all that together, gets this team back to the NFC Championship game, and everything's looking like it's going to be very, very positive there. And the very next offseason, you say, hey, just so you know, here's your replacement. God, that's got to piss him the fuck off. I know it pissed me the fuck off. I just, just stabbing the guy in the back. That's what it's got to feel like. I understand it though. I understand you got to make the decision that's best for the team, not what's best for Aaron Rodgers. But do you really always need to put the future of the team ahead of the present? I think you have a team that's maybe a couple of tweaks away from a Super Bowl win. And you could have tweaked it with that pick instead of putting out, here's our future. Because now it looks like you're building for the future. Instead of looking to win now, which you're certainly capable of doing because you've got the freaking Hall of Fame and Super Bowl winner Aaron Rodgers still slinging it. What do I know, though, right? So that was a head scratcher. Jordan Love is a great thrower of the football. Probably the best in this draft. He might have one of the top 5 best arms in the league. It's great because you also have that in Aaron Rodgers. You had that in Brett Favre. So you're continuing a trend of a strong arm guy who can get the ball to just knife through that wind in Wisconsin, which is what you need. He throws a tight spiral along with being powerful. So those things are good. His decision making is shit. He's going to need to know how to actually play quarterback, not just throw the ball well. So you need to develop him for certain. And you need Aaron Rodgers to do that. So hopefully he develops. He's been given the best opportunity to do that playing behind a Hall of Fame quarterback for a couple of years, sure. But you're also telling Aaron Rodgers that he's got at most a couple of years. Because that's what you did with Brett Favre. You know, I understand Favre got a long leash. And, you know, Aaron Rodgers did not get on the field until 2008 because of Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers might do the same damn thing to this kid. Aaron Rodgers might make it so he's on the bench for 3 solid years before he gets a chance. So, yeah, you're telling me in the next 3 years you couldn't have found a different quarterback of the future? Bullshit. Anyways, A.J. Dillon at running back, solid player. Solid player. I think he was drafted at a position that he's worthy of. Boston College knows that you can run an offense through that guy. So considering you don't need to run your offense through him, you already have Aaron Jones. I think he's going to be a great complementary piece, and he's going to make it so you don't overuse Aaron Jones. You're going to be able to have a rotational backfield now in order to keep some fresh legs out there and not wear your guy down before the playoffs. And I understand he was still good into the playoffs, but, having some fresh legs out there might have helped, considering you got your asses kicked by San Francisco, who was a rotational backfield and kept on having fresh legs at running back out there. You got 3-4 guys at running back that are all actually worth it. You just run over people. So, yeah, modeling your moves after the team that beat the crap out of you is always a smart thing. So, I do like the A.J. Dillon pick. I am not so big on Dubois. Josiah Dubois, you've never really effectively used a tight end with Aaron Rodgers. Why draft one so high? He's not popping off of the page, just obvious you need this guy. He's not that great. He's not, obviously he's not a first round pick, but I don't see the need. The team already picked up, what was it, like Jimmy Graham or somebody? There's somebody that you picked up in the offseason already. No, Jimmy Graham was allowed to leave, but you did pick up another tight end to replace him. I just don't see it as a value position for the Packers in general. It's not been a great need. It's not been used specifically well during the Aaron Rodgers tenure, and I don't see it as a position that you needed to get right there. There was a lot of depth in this draft at positions that you could have filled otherwise, like wide receiver. You still could have gotten a damn good receiver at this position. Instead, you went with Dubois. So I don't get it. Kamal Martin is a meh. But then you start to get into players that are actually going to affect the play of this team in the offensive line. So you did a really good job of addressing the offensive line later in the draft, which really is where you go for the middle offensive line players in general, unless they're just a standout center. John Runyon, Jake Hansen, Stepaniak, they're all going to, at the bare minimum, be solid backups. And you're generally going to deal with an injury or two on the offensive line. So a solid backup is still a big thing in the NFL. But at least two of those guys, including Runyon, are going to end up being starters on this line. So I really like what you did with the offensive line late in the draft. Addressing that allows you to still remain run-centric and keep Aaron Rodgers clean. And you're also drafting the core of the middle of the offensive line for your future quarterback in Jordan Love, who's going to be able to grow with these guys over the next 10, 12 years. So that's a positive thing as well. Later round picks, like 7th round draft picks, I don't necessarily care about. These guys are going to be special teams, if anything. So don't like the early picks outside of Dillon. Do like the later picks on the offensive line. It's a C. It's exactly average. There's good, there's bad. Jordan Love may work out. He may end up being very, very good. But you can't tell me in the next 2 years you couldn't have found a very good quarterback and done something to help address the team now. So that's my point on it. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think they just freaking killed it. I get it. All right. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Check out the rest of the videos for the draft grades I have on all the other teams. Thanks for watching.